Hi, my name is Genevieve Mills and I am with Oakland Green Interiors. We're a department of Oakland Nursery here in Columbus, Ohio, and I am here to talk to you today about the benefits of plants in your workspace. Thank you guys so much for inviting us here to be part of your health fair. We love talking about plants and we love sharing with people how great they are in your home and work environments. So let's get started. All right, so right now, COVID-19 has completely disrupted our work environments. We are separated from our co-workers, either by working at our homes or we're physically distanced if we are working in our offices. And it has a direct impact on how we do, how we perform, and how we feel in our workspaces. One of the things that we have found, and there's a lot of studies to demonstrate, is that plants and natural materials can actually make us feel better while we are in our work environments. There is this concept called biophilia. Biophilia means love of living systems, and it's an idea that dates back to the 1960s with these studies that started demonstrating that humans have an intrinsic need to be with and around nature. These studies have suggested that humans have this biological need to be part of our natural system, and that impacts in the relationships with nature impacts directly our physical, mental, and social states and our social experiences for the better. This connection then affects, our physical well-being, our productivity, and our social interactions. Hundreds of scientific studies have been conducted to prove this philosophy or this theory, and it turns out that this is really more fact than theory at this point. But why would we have a direct response to being engaged with nature? Well, it actually spans the entire length of human history. For 95% of our evolutionary history, humans have lived and been immersed with the natural world. It's only been in the last 200 years that we've moved outside of our natural environments into cities and urban centers. Because we spent 95% of our human existence intimately connected to nature, we are hardwired to respond to the natural world and the elements of our environment and our landscape. When we moved into cities, we removed ourselves from that natural world. And while, of course, moving into urban cities brought lots of great benefits to humanity as a whole, that did also bring some challenges. Once humans started moving into cities, there's documented proof of changes of stress, increases in crime, and absenteeism and depression in our modern age. We spend 90% of our lives indoors, and our bodies and our mental states reflect the fact that we are displaced from our natural world. So biophilia and biophilic design is this idea that we can still live in our urban world, but bring the natural world into our built environments. When we are exposed to nature, there is a measurable physical change that happens in our bodies. There's an interaction with nature that regulates our nervous system, and it increases the responses of our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system that relaxes and calms our bodies. When our parasympathetic system is engaged, our heart rates slow down, our breathing relaxes, and we feel calmer and safe and more secure in our environments. The parasympathetic system is the system that governs our ability to feel calm and comfortable, and then allow us at a very basic level to pursue focus on things that are important for survival. If you're stressed and anxious, you can't focus on keeping yourself more than just alive for a few minutes on a very basic level. So our parasympathetic system is really important for helping us sort of calm our bodies down and get us to a state where we feel relaxed and safe. There's been several studies out there that have compared research subjects walking through forests versus those who walk through urban areas, and they've found that subjects who walk through a forest or a natural area have lower pulse rates, lower stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and increased activity of their parasympathetic system. All of these things obviously are very good. You don't want to have a high heart rate, you don't want to be anxious. Translated to the workspace and the workplace world, these studies have demonstrated that views or access to nature can increase our productivity, increase our creativity, decrease our stress and anxiety, and there's also been measurable studies that show that employees are happier and they're more satisfied with their jobs when they have plants and green spaces in their offices. Studies in Japan have also proven that exposure to nature can actually increase our immunity, boosting the creation of killer T cells, which help in combating illness. So on a day-to-day level, how does this translate to us? What can we do in our offices or our home offices or even just our homes? If you're working at a desk, take a 15-minute break to stand up, go outside, get a breath of fresh air, get some sunshine, and just rest your eyes. It will give your eyes a chance to focus on something that's not a computer, and you'll reset your parasympathetic system and allow that system sort of re-engage, calm yourself down so then you can get back to focus on a task at hand. We here at Oakland Green Interiors would encourage you to get a plant. Even 1 or 2 plants on a desk can break up your visual field and give your eyes a chance to rest. So when you're not looking at a computer, you can look at the soft textures of a plant, and it actually does help you feel a little bit better and does calm you down. The other great thing is that living plants actually do release oxygen, and they take in carbon dioxide, so that there's an actual atmospheric change, bringing more oxygen to your space while you're working. So you want to get a plant, that would be great. But what kind of plant should you get? Well, there are 3 great options for those of you who are just getting started or maybe don't know where to begin with becoming a plant parent. This plant here is called a Sansevieria, also known as a snake plant or a mother-in-law tongue. They come in a variety of colors and patterns and textures, and they are probably one of the best plants for those of you who may sometimes forget to take care of things. They require very low light, and they require almost no water. They hold their water in underground rhizomes for long periods of time. So snake plants can literally go for weeks and months without being watered, and they'll be just fine. Another great plant is a pothos, and this is a trailing plant that also comes in a range of colors, anywhere from a bright neon green to dark green to something more variegated with these sort of white and creamy leaves. Pothos are great because while they do like more water than a snake plant, if they're thirsty, they'll let you know. Their leaves will start to droop. You can water them and they'll pick back up to where they were before. They can also tolerate a little bit lower light conditions, but they wouldn't be opposed to having a little bit of sunshine now and then coming in through a window. Another good plant for those of you who maybe are not always on top of your plant maintenance is a ZZ plant. This is very similar to a snake plant in that they also hold the water in underground rhizomes, but they have a completely different look with these really pretty compound leaf branches that sort of start out light green and then slowly turn dark green as they get bigger and older. This is another good low light plant, so if you're in a space that doesn't get a lot of natural light, or work in a conference room, someplace like that, these are great plants for those low light situations. If you work in a space that doesn't have a lot of natural light, or you're just not ready to jump into plant parenthood, you could consider something like a faux plant or even a moss wall. These moss walls are made with what was real live reindeer moss that has been preserved and then accented with faux plants. And they will still give you a lot of the same biophilic benefits that a live plant would. It'll relax you when you look at it, and they give you that calm feeling that the biophilic and natural elements provide. So they're always a good option if you're looking for something that's no maintenance whatsoever. Finally, if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us here at Oakland Green Interiors. We love talking about plants and sharing how they can really change your life, make you happier, make you healthier, and make your workplace that much more enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day. Feel free to check us out at oaklandgreeninteriors.com. Take care. Bye.